and family for all of you, those potentially watching live or potentially viewers afterwards. Hope you are doing well. I have a little bit of a different streams planned for today. So for the first segment, I'm going to dive into one of the biggest mistakes, or probably the biggest mistake I've made on this project so far, and reflect a little bit on my learnings from that. It hasn't come up in a video. I actually haven't even talked about it on camera, just because, I don't know, I wasn't sure if I wanted to dive into it. But I think a couple days ago, that was yesterday. Yesterday, I made a mistake and cut down a plant on a customer's property that I definitely should not have. And after we dive into that, the second part of the stream is going to be a workout Q&A. Oh my goodness, Michelle, have you been pegged yet? No. No, I haven't. Yeah. So, those of you tuning in, I'm diving into my biggest mistake that I've made on this project so far. After that, I'm going to hit a workout with Q&A and my rest points. So a couple of days ago, or actually yesterday, I had this client that I did weeding in the front yard. We rescheduled to finish up the backyard, and she wanted me to take down some bush stump. So there's a stump with sprouts growing out. Ooh, might want to slow down a tiny bit. She wanted me to cut it out. I took out my chainsaw that I bought in preparation for a tree removal job, and ended up just cutting her hydrangeas, which if you don't know, you don't want to cut the customer's hydrangeas when they say they like the hydrangeas. So basically, completely messed up and ruined her hydrangeas there, and there was really no good reason for that. Honestly, it was just a brain dead moment, but what I'd like to do is reflect a little bit and look at where I went wrong, because if I'm gonna run a successful business, let's not cut down the customer's hydrangeas. That's what? That can't happen. And what sucks is that there was literally no good reason that it should have happened. But looking at like kind of the situation, I was using a chainsaw for the first time in like a year or two, and I'm not very experienced with a chainsaw, so I was really focused on the chainsaw. And then on top of that, it was also early morning, not early morning, but it was in the morning, and I was very tired, so I wasn't thinking. And I think if I were to approach it again, is like, don't go quite so crazy with the chainsaw instantly, and actually think things through. And if I'm really tired, don't just go head first into whatever I'm supposed to be doing. Take a second, step back, and make sure I'm doing it right. And yeah, for those of you just tuning in, I'm going over a big mistake I made yesterday, and just reflecting on what I could have done differently and how I could potentially avoid it in the future. The other thing that could help is just putting like a flag next to the things I want removed, a red flag, and then a green flag next to the things that we're keeping. With a situation like this, it should have been pretty obvious that we were keeping the hydrangeas. I don't know why. I still don't exactly know why I made the mistake. I think it was just literally not paying attention. And that happened because I was focused on the chainsaw, and because I was just tired. It was just in the morning, so yeah. Luckily, so actually, that's a good point. So now we know what happened. I kind of explained why it happened. The next thing is like, what should you do after you make a huge mistake on a customer's property? Roll up the window, can't hear you. I will check. What happened? Just tuning in. Okay, so I shouldn't be reading comments, yeah, whatever. So I'm basically just going over my biggest mistake that I've made on this project so far, and it has to do with yesterday. I cut down a customer's hydrangeas. She didn't want me to do that. She actually mentioned how much she liked them. And so far I've gone through why it happened, and what I do to avoid it in the future. The next thing is, what do you do if you really mess up a customer's property? What do you do? Because that was what was going through my mind. It's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? So I continued doing the job that I was actually supposed to, because I figured it gave me a little bit of time to think, and I knew what she wanted. It was just a really dumb mistake cutting the plants down. But so I basically thought about it for a little bit, and I was like, well, the best thing to do is to get it in the same position that she wants it. Like, she would want the hydrangeas to be fully grown and ready. So I called up a couple nurseries and was like, hey, do you guys plant hydrangeas? And I did that with a few people because I was like, well, you can tell the customer you messed up, and it sucks. You should always try to avoid making mistakes, but if you make a mistake, and you will, what are you going to do about it? And I think that's the key. So I called them up and I was like, hey, can we get hydrangeas put in? And they went to check, and they were going to call me back. In that time, the customer showed up, and I was like, I really messed up. Here's what happened. And then she was like, it doesn't matter. And then I was like, wait, what? Like, this isn't a big deal? And luckily she didn't really care that much. So, I mean, I hit that's probably an uncommon, but I got very lucky with that. And I told her, like, hey, I can get these swapped out. I made a mistake. I would love to make it right. And she was like, yeah, don't even bother. So it really depends a lot on the customer, what's going to make sense. Because I've had customers where if that were to happen, they would be upset. I just got lucky because she's a very laid back and chill person. If they're not quite so laid back, it might have been a lot more meaningful and impactful that I cut that down. So I'm still like mind blown at how I could make such a dumb mistake. And for those of you just tuning in, we're talking about a mistake I made yesterday. Cut down a customer's hydrangeas. Not what you want to do ever in your business, especially just making such a brain dead mistake. Because if you were there, you would have just been like, what the heck? How did he even make that mistake? And that's how I feel. That's still how I feel. But it did end up being a big deal because the customer wasn't upset. So I think like the key takeaways is, instead of diving head first, actually take a second to look at what needs to be done, and not like just grab the chainsaw and start ripping. Especially because I noticed how like brain dead, kind of tired I was. It was the first job in the morning. If I'm super tired, don't do something hastily, and just take a step back, take a breath, look at it, make sure you know what you're doing, and then go do it. Because it doesn't take very many mistakes to really have not a fun business experience. Because the worst case would be like they sue, and then I have to deal with that. But luckily, that wasn't a big deal. Okay. I am thirsty and very hungry. I haven't eaten since lunch. It's at 9. I mean, that's not crazy, but yesterday I had breakfast and I didn't get food until like 11:30. Yeah, for those of you that might be tuning in, an update on my stuff is I'm not reading comments anymore. It was just like, I don't know, you'll see it in the next upcoming videos, where I just like, it clicked in my mind and I was like, okay, this is literally not going to help me in any way achieve my goals, reading the comments. And so I was like, well, let's stop reading the comments. So that's a change that I'm excited about. I mean, it's just taken a little bit of discipline to unwire my brain from like reading them and stuff. I think truly it's just like really, it just, I framed it in a way that made it sound idiotic to even read comments or think about them. It was like, why am I thinking about the comments, letting it affect my day-to-day? Like, I'm obviously figuring stuff out. I obviously suck at everything. Like, of course, I'm 17, I don't know what I'm doing. But, like, I'm learning quickly, and I'm figuring stuff out. And so, like, why am I taking the criticism so much to heart? And why am I letting it affect me? And just when I presented it like that, I was like, that's a good question. There's no good answer. Like, there's no good reason for me to take it all to heart. And so, why would I read them at all? And that's the same with emails. Any way that people from the channel try to get in contact with me, I'm not going to hold it very much weight at all. I might not even respond. If you send me an email, I may read it. I typically read whatever comes into my inbox. But in my mind, there's no obligation for me to respond because I got to get stuff done. And I work, like, right now I feel like I'm working almost as many hours as I can in the day, and each day. And so, if I'm already spending all of my hours, I have to change what I'm doing to get better results. So if I want to be more successful, I should probably stop reading comments and focus on what actually matters within the business. And so my perspective has definitely developed on that. And I think I had to go through the phase of, like, because I kind of got a little bit, I would almost say addicted to it. Like, I'm still mostly just working every day, but addicted in the sense that I would just fill all my spaces with reading comments. I'd feel a big high if they were positive. I would feel a big low if they were negative. And I think I had to go through that process to kind of realize that it doesn't matter and I shouldn't even pay attention. Oh. Hello, sir. Thank you. Have a good one. What? What just happened? This random guy just gave me a breath mint. What? I mean, I'm gonna eat it. I'm at low now, so I can find a place to park and work out. I don't know how I'm gonna hold up my... Might be laced. Yeah, it would suck. Suck if I died. My bed might have bed bugs too. These wipes might... let me show you. These hand wipes might kill me too. That truck rack's probably gonna kill somebody. Okay. Let's not get too... I don't know. Egotistical sounding. If I die, it's... I don't know. I think the risk of the breath mint being laced is pretty unlikely. I'd rather use those wipes and take candy from a random stranger. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think it's that likely that somebody's trying to poison somebody random. Acid. Yeah. Was he looking for a donation? No. The guy that gave me the candy? No, he's just, I don't know, he was like, roll down your window, and I'm like, and then he handed me a breath mint. I bet somebody else gave it to him. Yeah, dude, 100% laced. You know, that's a true... See, when you say 100% laced, you know that's true because you know 100% that it's going to be laced. That's really weird in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've given people I've offered people random food not frequently, but like on a few different occasions, and I wasn't trying to kill them. So, I just, statistically, we'll see. By the end of the stream, I'll either be tripping really hard, foaming at the mouth, or kidnapped. Because who knows if I, but at least I got the stream. You guys can call 911 if you need to. I should work out. It's been a long day. I spent all day rototilling a garden with Derek, which is a new character, or I should say person, in the videos. I met him at the gym a few days ago, and he was like, hey, you should come to church. And I was like, I'll come to church. You should come to a job after church. And so we hit church, and then we went over to this rototilling, or we went over to this job, massive garden. I worked with with Caleb on it, one video. And then, yeah, we put all day into it. We actually made massive progress. You'll see in like 2 or 3 days the video. The transformation's pretty cool, but just a lot of work. I slept with a rototiller. I slept with a rototiller in the back. Actually, I'm going to tonight as well, because it's like, I don't know why. Well, because I would have to take it out. The earliest I can return the rototiller is tomorrow. I'd have to take it out, and I don't want somebody to steal it, so I'd rather just sleep with it. But let's do this workout thing. Not sure the best. It's gonna be really dark, but I could put a light up. I have a light. I should show you guys. I'll show you guys the sleeping setup for tonight. It sucks. It's way better than the streets, but putting in some use on this headlamp I bought a while ago too. Okay, let's see. That's blinding, but let's flip it around. Boom. This is where I'm sleeping tonight, and then we got the rototiller right there. It's terrible. Oh, but this is the light I was. Okay. Okay. Am I tripping yet? I'm just high on life. I'm not tripping from the breath mint the random stranger gave me, though. Somebody said the balls on this man are insane. I just think it through logically, and it doesn't seem very statistically likely that this breath mint is poisoned. Okay. I don't know if I I typically pop the shirt off when I work out, but I don't know if that's, I don't think I really care, I guess. Throw some questions out there, guys. Take it off, Lollygat. Okay. Stop humping. Okay, I'm just gonna, I cannot read comments and do this. Oh, shoot. Okay. What are you going to do when tax season comes? Taxes are one of those things. Taxes aren't real. I mean, I think that's something we can all agree on. I'm just messing with you. I got some business expenses. I'll write off a lot of it. I'll just file as a sole proprietor. I probably will claim all of my income. I don't know. That was the other thing that was going to my mind, like people reading the comments telling me, you gotta pay taxes, bro, you gotta pay taxes. It's like, I've never said anything about not paying taxes. Literally never once. So I don't know. I'll figure out taxes when it comes. It's like, if I'm making good money, I can just pay it all then. It's not a big... I'm gonna keep an idea in my head. It's like, okay, I'm probably gonna have to pay $3K when it comes around or whatever. Any hobbies before going out and doing all this? Or do you have the goal of, or any of you have the goal of getting back into when you have the means to? Working out, which obviously I'm getting back into. I started that at the beginning of this month. I took a month off, so all of August I took off to do this project, and then after about a month I was like, well, I'm not gonna die if I work out every day, so I'll do it. Buying tools is his hobby. Yes, buying tools is my hobby. Oh. The IRS only audits people making over like 10K a month. I hope they audit me. That's where I want to be. I want to make over 10K a month. Am I still in AP, or are you actually going to go to Detroit? I'm still in Ann Arbor, planning to stay in Ann Arbor. The Detroit thing was like just a lapse on judgment, I think, with starting it. I didn't realize it was going to be a big deal. It was because that was where I landed. I did land in Detroit, the Detroit Metro Airport. People in Detroit don't consider that part of Detroit, whatever. Anyway, I guess not a big whatever. Okay, let's hit some. I wonder if I can put this. What can we do here? Oh, shreesties. I wasn't set up very well for the stream, but I want to stream every Sunday, just because I'm not reading comments anymore, pretty much at all. It'll be a good way for people that are following along to basically stay in touch a little bit. Where's your mattress? On my truck. No. You took it off. Oh my, it's an OnlyFans stream now. No, I'm just working out like I normally would. That's all. No, I am not creating an OnlyFans account. I'll show you the mattress. The mattress is boom. Mattress is just in the back of my truck. No, the mattress did not have bed bugs. No, it did not. That was not a real thing. People just were confused and thought it would have bed bugs. It's pretty it's just, again, statistically speaking, it would be fair to have bed bugs. Because I talked to the homeowner about certain stains. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, but my standards are pretty low, so I don't feel too concerned about it. Okay. What did I take? Good question. Yeah, the energy's coming from the mint thing. The energy is, I feel it coursing through my biceps. Ben, are you still hunting for a van for the winter? Or is the truck good enough? Bro, this truck, rocking. It's started every time. I'm just gonna stack cash and invest into the business. It wouldn't be hard for me to live out of the truck for quite a while. Take me a couple days to get it insulated, find a heater that's ventless, so a ventless propane heater, throw a carbon monoxide detector in there, get a heated sleeping bag or just a low temp sleeping bag and some extra blankets, and we're chilling. And you know, make sure it's waterproof and everything. But yeah, I'm gonna stack cash. I would like to get a van, but it would be nice to get like something like $5,000, nicer looking exterior. So I don't know for sure. What's the mistakes? Or yeah, so the mistake I made was I cut down a customer's hydrangea plant, and I wasn't supposed to. If you watch back to the beginning of the stream, I covered a little bit more. It's a little bit distracting. I was a little bit distracted driving, so might not be the best put together, but just a dumb mistake there. What am I doing in the middle of the night? I am working out. I'm working out. I'm reading some weird comments. There's some more questions out there. I'll read them once I hit this set. Shoot. Yeah, hydrangeas grow back after being trimmed back. Yeah, I mean, I trimmed them like all the way back. So you might be right. I was actually even thinking of reaching out to you, but yeah, it sounded like that might have been a better plant to accidentally cut. You should go tell the guy you messed up and take responsibility. Yeah, it sounds like maybe you didn't get the, like, I did tell the customer, like, right away. I don't know. Replace the hydrangea even though she said it was okay. It would have upset her more for me to replace it. Because she's a nice person, and it sounds like they'll grow back okay, and I think that's probably partly why she didn't mind. If it would have been a situation where they were just saying like, oh no, it's not a big deal, just because it would have been like polite, it's like, then I would have been like, yeah, you know what, I'll take care of it, you know, I made a mistake. But it truly did not seem like she minded. And in that case, it might just be a waste of time to like do all the work. Ooh, I love this one. What's your main way of advertising work? So, Nextdoor, Facebook groups. If you make a post that people engage with, it'll get pushed to more people. It's very similar to YouTube in that sense. So I tried to create a post people engaged with. That booked me out for 2 weeks doing weeding, because I got like collectively like 60 comments. So lots of work that way. Now I'm doing less weeding. I'm trying to get out of the weeding space and into literally anything else, because it just hurts my soul to spend all day doing it and I'm not learning much. So I look mostly on Nextdoor. I respond quickly. I stay formal, offer a good price, get them in the schedule, and I've booked like 4 jobs that way so far in the past week. So next door is a big way. I'll probably be expanding some of my marketing, but at this point, honestly, like, I'm booked every day, so I don't know if I even need to do more advertising. Really, you just have to sell a good product. You have to do a good job, be honest, work hard. Am I camping or something? No, I'm just working out. You probably haven't been following along with the channel. I'm doing a project where I fly into a new city with no money. I slept on the streets for 2 weeks, worked my way up to a truck. Now I'm trying to get a workout in and a live stream before bed. Well, I need to edit tonight's video. Yeah, Detroit boys, I am posting tonight. It's just late. I work till 7:30, rototilling, and straight to here. Looks like I might have disconnected for a second. Why am I working outside rather than the gym? Figured I could stream. I wouldn't be able to stream in the gym, I don't think, without attracting a bunch of attention. Learn what it is like to be homeless! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. You are not homeless! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. I mean, I would say now I have a truck as a home, but when I was sleeping on the streets for 2 weeks, I did not have a home. In fact, I was 1,700 miles away from my parents' home, which I probably could have had access to if I flew back. But the point of the project was to not fly back and to figure out how to make it on my own. Of course, my situation is not the same as most people forced into homelessness. So in that regard, I would agree. But technically, when I was sleeping on the streets, at least for the 2 weeks, I would say, like, of course I'm homeless. Like, and also that is what it's like for homeless people too. So I did get to see that world for 14 days. So on point. I don't know. I don't know what to say more than that. I look kind of serial killer. God, that's not nice. I appreciate the honesty, though. Is this an OnlyFans stream? No, I'm not. I'm not hosting OnlyFans. I'm just working out. This is weird. I'm sorry. If it makes you uncomfortable, please leave the stream. Speaking of which, I should hit another set. It'd be cool to find a gym that would let me live stream, because that's what I would prefer to do. Running out of stamina for these push-ups. Guys, the Lowe's parking lot makes the ultimate gym. Look over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but I'm walking up to it right now. This is a quick tip for those of you living the truck life. If you don't want to pay for a gym membership, stop in at a Lowe's. You got the ground, which hits, chest, and then you got this. You got the cart rack, Boom, the cart rack, which is a perfect distance for just hitting dips. I don't know if you saw my comment, but you should do a trash cleaning business or look into it. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I have a lot of options. Honestly, I think I'll just keep doing what I'm doing until what I'm doing isn't working. And then at that point, I'll start looking into different options. Right now, I'm on pace to make for sure $4,000 this month, maybe $5,000, and possibly even closer to $6,000. As soon as that stops working, I'll look into different business opportunities. I don't know. Best way to set this. This might be bad. Oh, there we go. That's not bad. Get a little bit of a... Car doesn't matter either way. I'm sure I look like an absolute crazy guy from Lowe's employees. Let's see. I saw a good question. What's the most impactful thing you've learned so far on this project? I mean, I think the most impactful, it's not a single thing, but like the most impactful perspective that I've learned is a better perspective from the people that are very low income, impoverished, and or living on the streets. Just because I genuinely did spend 2 weeks, whether people disagree I was actually homeless or not, I spent 2 weeks talking with living a very similar life to homeless people. And so from that, it makes sense that I would gain some perspective. Do I know exactly what it's like? Of course not. I don't know. That seems idiotic to say I know what it's like to do something without actually having the same experience. Has anyone assaulted you yet? No, I got kind of close. Not that close, but there was this dollar store. This guy was like screaming. He was walking up on a couple girls that were at the register. They've had previous beef, and I just stood in front of him, and like when he tried to go to the side of me, I just matched it. And it was like, I just was trying to lay down the cards of like, hey, if you're gonna try anything, it's not gonna be clean, because you're gonna have to put up with me, and you know, I'm not that big. So he was a big guy, so it was like, I was like, I sure hope he doesn't start something. But he ended up just leaving the store. We locked him out. Police came. Kind of a interesting experience. When do I turn 18? In a month. I'm excited. Josh, I think we're gonna have to, don't know if there's a way to block you, but just call it like, I don't understand what bothers you about this. I slept on the streets for 2 weeks. You can say I'm not homeless. It's chill. I don't really mind. You can understand that or not, but I literally slept on the streets for 2 weeks. That is a fact. You can call it homeless or not. I don't really care. I genuinely don't care if you call it homeless or not. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, let's not. Dang it, I didn't make anybody moderator, and I'm not really sure how to. There's gotta be a way to block. Okay. Cool. Because the thing is, like, I'm not here to upset people, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what I could do to not upset. Like, I don't know what else I could possibly do, besides for just be like, yeah, of course it's not the same situation as people forced into homelessness. So, yes, that's I don't know. Ooh, those felt easy. Oh, I love this question. Bob Dylan. How has your mental state been during this project? Do you feel that it is something you can continue for the long term without getting burnout? If so, what continues to keep you pushing forward? Man, so yeah, am I worried about the long-term effects of this project? It's been 45 days about, so I don't know when it becomes long-term, probably close to like 6 months. But I think I think I can keep doing it forever, to be honest. It's a pretty high standard, but there's a lot of aspects throughout the day that I love. And so it's not like when I say I work till midnight, I really mean I just do productive things to move the business forward until midnight. I don't really mean that I hate everything I'm doing all day, all the way till midnight, because I just don't feel that way about what I do. Like, I work till midnight, I think 2 nights on the truck rack. I love it. It's so cool. And the videos haven't come out yet, but I added some more additions to it. And so when you don't hate what you're doing, it's harder to burn out. So I don't think I'll have an issue with burning out. I think I have to watch it, because I can tell when when it's been 3 or 4 days of working hard, and just like when I want to sleep in more hours, but I have work I have to go to, and that happens multiple times. That's when it's like, man, I don't know how long I can keep doing this. And usually I have to take a little bit of time off, and then I recover, I get excited, and I'm back in it. So that's kind of the cycle I go through. Let's do this. Let's hit another set. There's somebody made an interesting comment I'd like to respond to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, shoot, cramp. Oh, those are feeling nice. Just banged out 10 without too many passes. Richard Baker. Bad idea to block anyone. Take the world as it is, not a sugar-coated version. I mean, in some regards, I agree with that. But for the sake of just my mental peace, and for the people reading the comments, it's like he's just kind of distracting almost. And so it's not even that I think he's doing anything wrong. He can do whatever he wants. But for the sake of the audience and for my mind, I don't want to be reading his comments that are just like mad at me. So, I don't know, I understand your perspective with that. I have met this young man, and he has done some exceptional work for me the past 2 days. I admire his determination. Although his current circumstances aren't ideal, he is homeless, but is trustworthy. Yeah, I just finished a job for you, right? That was you that I was working for this evening. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of my customers ask for the YouTube channel after I kind of explain what's happening. I'm always transparent with people about what I'm doing. I don't really like lying. So if a customer asks where I sleep, I just tell them, like, yeah, I live out of my truck. It's harder. It's harder to... I would love to just say I live out of an apartment. It's more reputable. People will trust me more. But on the other hand, people trust you more when you tell the truth too. So I just don't believe in lying. I disagree with Richard. Spammers and haters ruin the chat for others. Yeah, and that's basically why I blocked him. I mean, you can have freedom of speech, but when I have viewers and stuff, I don't want, like, do you guys really want to spend all day of me just responding to this guy telling me I'm not homeless? Like, I think I slept probably 7 days, like, actually on the streets, and then I figured out a 10. I don't remember the specifics, but then I figured out a 10, and I slept out of that for a while. Then I got lucky and met Caleb, and he said he had a truck I could use. Then now I have the truck, and that's where I am right now. So I don't remember what that started. What was your mistake just tuning in? I cut down a customer's hydrangeas. Not what you want to do when they tell you to keep the hydrangeas. They didn't end up having an issue with it, and I showed them and I was like, I made a big mistake, and they were like, nah, it doesn't matter. I offered to replace, and they genuinely sounded like they did not want me to put in the effort. It sounds like they'll probably grow back in the spring, so it's not a big deal anyway. So yeah. Oh shoot. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Feels good to be working out every day. It's not always fun because it's like it's almost 10:30 right now, but good to be back in it. It makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel like I can work all day and I can still train my body. I don't know. Do you see yourself, Bob Dylan, do you see yourself continuing to live in the truck / van life or getting an apartment in the future? Honestly, that's a hard call. Because I actually need to do like a cost analysis, or what am I? I'm tripping. Not from the breath mint though. Cost benefit analysis. Because there's some pros to being in a vehicle. It's just simpler in a lot of ways. And I work pretty late usually. So like, if all I use it for is laying my head down, I don't know, save $1,000 a month on rent. If I'm making like 10K, I'll probably get an apartment at 10K a month. Just because I think in some ways it's going to be a little bit more efficient. Probably better sleep. I'm not reliant on my vehicle running quite as much. So I don't know for sure, to be honest. Put some pants on. I have some pants. How many t-shirts do you own? Do you need me to mail you one? Yeah, if you could find kind of an old one that, maybe was sitting in your dirty pile of laundry for a long time. No, I'm just kidding. I don't need a t-shirt. I have like four or five. You could get a room for less than $1,000 if you share a place, but sharing can suck too. Yeah, if I found the right people, and that's like kind of the opportunity. If I saw an opportunity for renting a room for like $600 a month, I'd probably take it, to be honest, if it came up and they seem chill, because it's nice, especially I don't have to worry about the winter nearly as much. So yeah, if an opportunity comes up, I would. And maybe if I start getting cold, then I will be like more motivated to get an apartment. McLovin, dude, I've heard that before. I think it's my haircut and the glasses. See, okay, I'm not gonna be McLovin anymore. I'm gonna be Gangster Ben. God, that's cringe. Yeah, with an apartment, you can't move around with your business. Yeah, that's actually true. And that's where the cost benefit analysis of like, do I get an apartment? Because if I deck out a really nice van, I could drive it back to Montana in a year and start a business back in Montana closer to my family. So yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what makes the most sense. What's your business? I do right now, I'd say honestly, just home services. So whatever customers want me to do, I figure out how to do it. I got a tree removal job, a mulch spreading job, a garden transformation job. I did 2 handyman jobs yesterday. I did a weeding job yesterday. So I don't know, lots of different stuff. Oh, I have a a gutter drain system job coming up. That's tomorrow. A weeding job tomorrow. So lots of stuff. You know, he does look like McLovin. Dude, the thing is, I not only look like McLovin, I probably have his kind of nerdy, smart, but kind of pathetic personality too. Um, so that doesn't help the McLovin vibe. I mean, it's not a. I accept. Everybody loves McLovin. Not a. Lots of people love McLovin, so I'll take it. I'm more jacked than McLovin too, so you guys better be taking that into account. Hang up hang up holiday lights could be a good gig. It's very, very true. Very, very true. Ben, what's the furthest you've driven in the Ranger? Oh, I've gone 30 miles in one trip. Pretty easy. It is leaking oil now. Wasn't before. So sucks, but I'm gonna have to top it up, and I might start looking at fixing that. I'm thinking about buying a Ranger from Caleb. He said $1,300 and it could be mine. Yeah, I mean, I like the Ranger. I'm liking it. I love it. Duct tape will fix oil leaks. No, I don't know if that's true. Maybe, depending on where it is. I don't know. I would not trust duct tape. Anyway, I kind of want to buy the Ranger. It's got issues. I know that, but for $1,300, I don't know. I like it. I'm weighing that option. I have $1,200 in my bank account right now, which I got a savings account set up. Those ball joints are scary though. Yeah, honestly, I don't actually think the ball joints are necessarily bad. I think the shop, because they don't speak very good English, it's kind of hard to communicate, but I think they more meant it has issues and it would be more money than it's worth to fix them. But I don't know for sure. It's the ball, everything's felt okay so far. It hasn't felt too sketchy. I saw a good question, I think. How do you find your jobs? Nextdoor, Facebook, pitch something you can actually do, direct message to the customer, do it a lot, expect 25% of people to actually respond, and then when you're there, actually do a good job. Do as much research as you can beforehand, show up on time. That's something I haven't been very good about, actually, but I do a good job when I show up on time, and I always communicate if I'm going to be late too. Yeah, that's my suggestion on finding work. Is that how you've been getting your weeding jobs, is Nextdoor? Yeah, I mean, Austin, if you sent me an email, I could tell you exactly what you need to do to completely book your calendar. And I think the key is just you actually have to do it. Like, for me, it's just like send a ton of messages, make posts, sell yourself. If I were to give actual advice, if you're actually looking to start weeding, go to Facebook right now, go to Nextdoor, make a post on each of them saying, hey, got some time on the weekends, I'd love to do some weeding, hit me up if you need some. I would guess you're going to get at least 1 or 2 responses. Do that, scroll through Nextdoor and Facebook. People post all the time looking for odds and ends. Heck, if you're in the local area, send me an email and I'll put you on a job. Like, I have a lot of work to do, and a lot of it's lower skill. I can just line you out, like, hey, I gotta dig a trench, can you dig this? And then I'll do the more important, like, research work, making sure the trench is in the right spot, talking with the customer, because I got a tree job where I gotta cut up all the tree limbs and put them in bags. I gotta spread like 3,000 square feet of mulch, and then I have another mulch spreading job, which is like 1,500 square feet. All those things is like, I can pay you $20 an hour. We can get it done twice as quick. I can fit twice as many jobs in my schedule. Take my daily earnings from 300 to 500 because I pay you 100. Boom, that's worth it to me, worth it to you. Like, anyway, that was a bit of a rant. How are things going? Stopped watching around day 25. I mean, going pretty good, pretty good. I'm on pace to make about 4,000 this month on the lower end. Hoping to make closer to 5 or 6,000. Last month was almost 3,000. As the channel progresses, I'm going more into business content, more into just building a business. I don't know, mindset. At this point, it's almost like in another month, I might still be living out of the truck, but at that point, it'll be kind of a choice because I'll be making enough each month to get an apartment if I wanted to. So I don't know, maybe the project's going to change a little bit throughout. I'd like to keep daily vlogs because I think my approach is unique, and I don't know, I think it's pretty interesting. That's kind of why I do it, is like, I think it's interesting to approach life the way I do. So I'll probably keep up the daily vlogs if they're getting any attention. If they stop, you know, I don't know, maybe I'd stop putting effort into it. It takes some work. Any update on the guy who scammed you out of a down payment for rent? You moved past that entirely? Dude, I was past that in a day. Like, to be honest, the failures in my world, I try to move quickly. And so if I messed up, if I don't think it's likely I'll get my money back, let's not think about it. Like, let's just move forward and start. Because within, I think 6 days, I was back to the same amount of money. And a bigger, you know, it was still a rough experience, but I knew something like that could happen. And so mentally I was just like, if something like that happens, I need to not think about it. I was sad that evening, but I need to not think about it, and I need to keep pushing forward. And so that's what I did. Just kept pushing forward, and that's where I still am. Like, honestly, just anything terrible that happens, it's like, wow, this sucks, and then what am I going to do about it? And that's kind of my mindset. Do you have a computer? If not, do you think it could add more to your current situation than just using a phone for both business and YT? So as far as the YouTube goes, really not a priority. You guys might see that I might not be as consistent posting. I'm starting to see the value in absolute focus. It's close to 100% on one singular thing, and that's how you move quickly. But aside from that, for business, as of now, I don't see a ton of benefit in a computer. Anything that adds complexity to my life, it typically adds time, and with less time I can do less work. At some point when I need to do more executive business, like refining, so let's say I need to do a lot of work with Excel sheets, which I'm getting to that point actually rather quickly. I'd like to build some Excel sheets with a setup so I can rate each of my services so like if I go in and do a handyman job, I want a way to score how well I did the job. Because, like, okay, if you're late, you lose some points. If you don't communicate well with the customer, you lose some points. If you don't send a follow-up or a message saying, like, hey, on the way, you lose some points. If you make a mess and don't clean it up, you lose some points. If you don't come in prepared with the right tools, you lose some points. So, like, a rating system that I can give myself to basically measure how successful each job is. And that's going to be really valuable if I ever decide to scale, because I'll bring somebody else on and be like, hey, I have this system that I use to keep track of my performance. You can just follow this, and like follow this like a checklist. Like, send a message the day before, send a message when you're on the way over, arrive on time, introduce yourself and get their name. Make sure you don't leave a mess. Make sure you know what you're doing and you prepared with the right tools. And so when I add all that together, it would probably mean an Excel sheet and tracking a lot more data, and so a laptop might be nice. Anyway, that was kind of a rant of an explanation. Am I still thinking of registering for school? I am. I'm excited. I still want to do that. I don't know for sure if I will, because like I'm leaving that door open. As it gets closer in a few more months, I'll have a lot better idea. I don't know, it sounds like fun. The social side, it's just like I would set so many goals. It's like, okay, meet 10 people every day, recruit, like find the kids with the richest parents, and like all these things, all these shenanigans. And I did that last year for school, and it was a lot of fun. Now, I didn't like love sitting in class, but on the same token, it's a lot more relaxing to like sit for 7 hours than to cut a customer's hydrangeas down and worry you're gonna get sued. It's a little bit easier to sit in class. So like there's some pros to that. School is a waste of time if you're gonna run a business. It just depends on your goals, dude. I mean, like, if you hate school, don't go to school and start a business instead. I mean, yeah, bro. I mean, I wouldn't be going necessarily for the education, although that I still think that has some value, but I would be more going for the social aspect. Have I gotten a P.O. box yet? Nope. Nope. I've somehow been able to manage without getting any sort of address or P.O. box. I can use my Montana address. That's been working. I'm gonna get a tattoo apprenticeship next year to finally escape the rat race. Yeah, dude. Whatever you got to do to educate yourself and build a skill set that's valuable to the marketplace. Tattoos. I mean, there's a lot of different skills, but tattoos are one of them. That's exciting. Are you gonna start your own? Are you gonna start your own shop there with the tattoos, or are you apprenticing under another shop, or is there some sort of education with that? Was I homeschooled? Yes, for most of my life. I went to school last year, public school, and then the rest of the years I was homeschooled. Um, would I keep up the channel if you moved into an apartment? Yeah, I mean, the shenanigans that I pull are not going to change if I move into an apartment. It, well, it could be, the channel would probably change. The project going homeless in Michigan would probably be officially over. On the other hand, I could just keep going for like 6 months and see what I can build in a business. I think that could be cool. The going homeless project would be over, but I would probably continue posting every day. And it would still be cool to see somebody build something and record every day from $0 and note, like, in a new city, whatever. I think that's still a cool concept. And almost in some ways, the longer it goes on, the more interesting the channel becomes, because you get to see more progress and more evolution to it. We'll be an apprentice. This is a tattoo guy that's going to the tattoo shop. We'll be apprenticing for 2 years and would like to eventually set up my own shop. Yeah. So William, I don't think the rat race is bad as long as you are enjoying the process. I think it gets too much hate because I think a traditional process really, it works. Like, honestly, my path is not, it's basically anti-rat race. It's basically the opposite, but in a lot of ways it sucks. I could get sued. If you're working under a shop, as an employee, you're never going to get sued within reason. Like, it's really unlikely for you to get sued. And you're going to get a consistent paycheck. And they might have education opportunities and ways to grow in the business. And so I don't think working for somebody else or pursuing a classic traditional education route is necessarily bad. It's probably going to depend a lot on your personality too. Have you thought about going a year to the date you started? I don't know. I kind of like that. I actually really, really like that. I might do that. So like 365 days, recording every single day. And I could make some videos at the end of that, like what I learned from going homeless, what I learned from vlogging, or from posting a video 365 days, or whatever, every day. It's kind of, so I'm not hating that idea at all. I really like that, because then it's like, wow, I just spent 1 year of like just craziness, because lot's happened so far in the past month and a half. I've gone from living with a family to completely on my, like, or not living with a family, but near family, to living completely on my own, starting this business, getting scammed, messing up on customers' properties, um, having a YouTube channel, like, just lots of shenanigans. Um, so, like, I don't know, record a video every day for 365 days, and I'm already on day, like, 34 or 40 something. This is a one-of-a-kind series. Starting out at 17 and watching the progress is amazing. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad. Like, I think that is very true. I think being 17 adds to the novelty and, like, the intrigue. It's like, wow, this guy's doing this and he's not even 18. And honestly, there's a lot of, unfortunately, there is a lot of uh, roadblocks that come with being 17. I can't open a checkings account, or haven't been able to. I can't legally rent an apartment. It's partly if I wait till 18, I can rent an apartment on my own and everything. I can't get a credit card. I can't accept more than $1,000 through Cash App. I have had some struggles being able to rent at just like a machine rental place. They almost didn't rent me the rototiller that I have in the back of my truck right now. Um, I was able to get them to say yes. I don't know how, because there was a lot of things that just made me a sketchy person to give to. I can't get a ATM card or a debit card. Um, I don't know if I can get insurance. I'm on Caleb's insurance plan right now, so I'm legal to drive, but I don't know if I can get my own insurance even. So lots of problems with being 17, but I think it also is more intriguing as far as a video series, because not that many people this age do that sort of thing. Yeah, I got a good start for the 365-day vlog. I mean, that's exactly true. Do I have a lot of haters? I don't even know. No, but anytime someone does these nothing to something type series, it seems to attract a lot of angry people who are turned off by the idea that they can. Yeah, it's like showing that they could be getting out of their situation. Yeah, I mean, I think I have probably some haters, and I knew this would happen, but some people that started the series where I was living on the streets, and they were like, wow, this is so cool to see somebody finally knows what it's like to live on the streets or whatever, and they're living on the streets themselves. And then they start seeing me like, wow, like, he just made $300 in a day. He made $600. He made $150. And then they start to kind of resent that. It's like, why does this guy get to be successful? I should be. And then from there, they, post hate comments. And I think the key is you're watching my videos. That's why you're not successful. Like, and that might sound cold-hearted, but I think it's true. It's like, if you're watching my videos and commenting, you're not focusing on what you need to be to become successful. So turn off the YouTube, like, uninstall it, go apply to jobs, post on Nextdoor, Facebook, knock doors, whatever you need to find work. I don't know. That's my thought, my perspective on it. You should try to help those haters instead of hating your haters. I mean, the problem is I can't take responsibility for their situation, and, like, I would love to help them. I can help them with knowledge and showing them what I did, and I think this channel does that in a way. But truly, they're like, what can I do, like, really? Not that much. There's not that much I can do, and giving money doesn't really help. I know for a fact giving money does not help them, because that's not the problem. There's bigger problems at hand, and I can't solve their problems like that. If I dedicated my whole life to, helping drug addicts recover, or whatever their problem might be, then I could get good and probably help a lot of people. But I can't dedicate my life to solving that problem and start a handyman business and live stream and feed myself and everything. Maybe they didn't get enough attention as a child. I mean, a lot of these people have A lot of people that are long-term homeless or even mid-term homeless, like multiple years, I mean, even less than that too, have like, there can be some really bad situations. I would say it's fairly common for like really messed up situations. I didn't talk too intimately with very many people, but I'm guessing there's some really bad backgrounds with a lot of them. And so, I mean, there's reasons people are like forced into homelessness, and there's reasons it's a problem in society, and it's not going to go away. But people are in that situation for a reason, to be honest. 99% of homelessness is a choice. Um, I don't know. You'd have to define it more than that. Like, what is a choice? Like, what does that even mean? Was it my choice to fly here? Probably. But also, was it my choice to like be cripplingly insecure to the point where I feel like I need to make a big change in my life? I don't know. I was cripplingly insecure. Whatever. I don't know. I don't think it's quite as simple as that. I genuinely, and you're welcome to whatever opinion you have, but just saying that homeless people are choosing to be homeless, it's kind of a cop out. If you really just think about it, you don't have to think for very long to find flaws with that philosophy. Because like, oh, you're not making $1 million, choosing not to make $1 million. I don't know. Are you? Maybe you're not motivated to make $1 million. Maybe the homeless people aren't motivated to not be homeless. In their mind, if they don't know that they can make a choice, then maybe not a choice at all. I don't know. Gets complicated quick. I was homeless as a young adult and really only was able to make things better due to the kindness of strangers. Yeah, dude, I vibe with that. As far as, my situation is probably a lot different, but without having other people, this would have been hard. I don't know how I would have made it, to be honest. I think I could have done it. It just would have been really hard. Well, I mean, I guess I couldn't have made it without the help of people like Caleb and that sort of thing. But yeah, bro, the other people are kind. I got scammed for my rent money originally, but people people are kind. Nobody makes it on their own. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a if you always have to work with other people. I don't know. That's just the way society's set up. Yeah. So this is like I like the discussion in the comments about is homelessness a choice. I think it's honestly a good talking point. Um, so we have like Daniel says, your life, your choice, you make your own decisions. Well, that's not actually a good one. I think people choose to stay homeless. Yeah, you know, I just like really think about it. Like, look at your situation. Did you choose to not be super rich? And I feel like that's a good comparison. Like, did you choose to? Because maybe I honestly, truly, I didn't mean to assume your income, but in your situation, like, am I choosing not to be a billionaire? Or do I just think I can't? Like, I think I'm gonna be a billionaire. I'm actually like that's something I work towards every day. Um, so which is probably not something normal people say, but in that sense, let's say I become successful and become a billionaire. Do I look at everyone else and say, hey, they could have all just chosen to be billionaires? Not exactly. Like, a lot of people aren't motivated to be a billionaire. A lot of people simply don't have the intelligence. Like, it takes a certain level of intelligence, I think, to reach a billion. I think you have to solve big problems, and to solve big problems, you have to understand things and be smart. So it, all of those things, it's just like there's more variables to it. I think I don't I it just doesn't make sense to chop it up as simply being like, oh, he's choosing to be homeless. Now, I think it's important to consider, like somebody commented that there's jobs available for anybody that's a hard worker, and I think that's true. I think the people that are homeless, they probably don't view the world in any other way other than being homeless or than like constantly struggling. I think if they were to, like, I can tell you, if I got a homeless person that was from the soup kitchen and I sat down with them and they actually did what I told them to do, I could get them to not be homeless because I can lay out the path of exactly what it would take. It's like, okay, do you have a phone? No, you don't have a phone. Okay, you're going to go to this resource and you're going to get a free phone because there are some resources, at least here in Ann Arbor, where, because I know some people that got free phones when they didn't have one. You're going to get a free phone. They're going to give you a service plan. Now that you have a phone, you're going to go ahead and create an email. Once you create an email, you're going to use that email and you're going to create an Indeed account. With Indeed, you're going to create a resume. Once you create a resume, you're going to send that resume out to 20 different places every day. You're going to apply to anything that you can. Once that happens, you're going to book interviews. You're going to go to those interviews, etc., etc., etc. I could walk them exactly how to go from their position to a position of a stable job making money. The problem is, they probably would never view that as an option. And I don't think it takes a certain, like, a lot of them are just, especially when you're sleeping outside, it's really hard to have the willpower to do those things because a lot of it's going to be painful to do. So, I don't know. Let's see. Alyssa Main. It takes a certain level of abusing the working class to be a billionaire. Yeah, that's probably going to be the biggest backlash I get. I don't believe that. Um, I mean, I just, I don't believe that. I don't know why that has to be a fact. So I just think you have to solve some really big problems and help a lot of people. Like McDonald's, I don't think McDonald's abuses anybody, and it's $1 billion company. I think, I don't know. It's probably, I don't know what the actual valuation on it is, but it creates, it basically teaches people how to provide value to the marketplace. You can go, most people can get a job there, so it's very accessible. It's low skill. They can train you in within a week, and you'll know how to do everything. And they basically teach you how to provide value to society, and they give you a paycheck, and it's a huge company, but they solve a really big problem, which is food, and it's one of the core problems we have, which is food, shelter, transportation. And they help solve one of those big problems, and I don't see how that, where in the chain anybody's getting taken advantage of. But I've heard that you have to take advantage of people to become a billionaire quite often, and I think, like, if that's true, then I won't be a billionaire. But I don't believe that's true, so I don't know. Hmm. Being self-employed, are you accounting for health and dental needs? Get insurance or use your parents. Don't wait until you need it. Um, Honestly, I'm just crossing fingers and hoping I won't need it, but I'll figure it out if that problem comes to it. I'll definitely plan ahead for some things, but it's, I mean, you just can't do everything perfectly. The better I can get the business going, the more money I can make, and the more money I make, the more problems I can solve, and the more leverage I have. So business comes first, everything else is going to second. Within a year, I'll be able to get all the insurance I need for anything. I'll be, because I'm hoping I'll be making enough money and stuff. But it's, yeah, I don't know. It would be harder if I was black or couldn't walk. I mean, if I couldn't walk, it would be a different ball game. Yeah, do I have a wheelchair to start? Do I have to crawl? I think the play there would be some sort of social media, some sort of knowledge work. Um, that would be if I couldn't walk. I mean, I think it could be done. I think that's partly why I wanted to do this challenge. I think really challenging things can be done with the right dedication and application of yourself. Have I considered the military? I do not want to go to the military. Um, it's not a bad option if somebody's starting from zero because they do provide a lot of different things like housing, some insurance. I worked with a guy today. I hired him. I met him at the gym, Derek. It's paying for his education. So like, I mean, I don't think it's a bad path. If you feel like you truly have nothing, start learning about some of the military options because I think there's some good options there. I think it's a bit of a catch-22 where it kind of locks you in. Um, and so I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to be locked into anything like that. Yeah, even a man in a wheelchair and no arms can be successful in today's world. Yeah, I mean, if I can truthfully tell you if I had no arms um, and in a wheelchair, I would find a way to be successful. Maybe not a billion, but I'd build some sort of social media. I'd start writing. I'd start, dictating books, something like that. There'd be no, like, I would not want to fail. Like, I don't view failure as an option. And maybe I have to set my expectations lower. If I'm in a wheelchair, and I have no arms, maybe I can't be as successful as somebody who does have arms and working capacity of their body. But I think just don't accept failing. I think I love that mentality. Just don't accept failing and maybe change what your standard is for winning, but like whatever your situation is, spin it to your benefit because there's no loss in spinning it to your benefit. How old am I? I'm 17. Air Force vet here. It's great for anyone starting. Just understand you can't just quit though. Yeah. Yeah, dude. That's the problem. You get locked in to like the military and I don't know exactly but or whatever you're in and it's rough. I would that's why I'm not even touching the military. Why am I in the dark? Because it's 10:30. Yeah. 11, I mean. Hello from New York. I love your channel. I've been watching all the episodes. Awesome, dude. That's sweet. Yeah, I love that. I love people that actually, the people that have been following along for a while. It's awesome to see that. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's cool. To see people supporting from so far away. Or, just all around the world, too. It'd be crazy to see, like, a breakdown of literally, like, people from all over, probably mostly America, obviously, for English speaking, but people from all over America tuning into the channels. I've been watching every night since day one. Dude, that's awesome. I should calculate how much money I've made off you. Through the ads. It's probably not very much, to be honest. Dude, if the only way Ben might fail is if the U.S. economy collapses. I can tell you, still not going to fail. Still not going to fail. Figure out how to do it. It might suck. Might suck for a long time. But if the U.S. economy fails, I'm not going down with it. I might trip, but I'm getting back up. I don't know. Holy cow. I didn't realize how hungry I was. Georgia here, soon to be Florida. Sweet. Good luck on your move to Florida. Do your parents know you're homeless? Yeah, I talk to my parents every couple nights. I don't know. I'm fortunate to have very understanding parents, and they didn't try to fight me on this. I don't know why, but like, I mean, I've always had the belief that no matter what happens, we're gonna all end up in the same spot, and that's the grave. So have a story to tell. If my parents tried to stop me, like, I don't know, I probably would have. I don't know what would have happened. I would have tried to do it anyway. And I don't recommend that necessarily to people, but for me, it's just, I don't know. I felt a calling, and I don't know. I felt like nothing was going to stop me from pursuing that. Actually, something I've been thinking about doing for a while. Glad to see someone doing it and actually succeed. Yeah, like selling everything and starting fresh. I mean, you can do a very similar thing. I think it shows that you can take big risks and be okay. Big perceived risks, and I think it's not as it's not as dangerous as we feel. Um, Pull the trigger, dude. You get one life. Do whatever you got in your mind. Go execute. And I can tell you, I mean, I haven't regretted it so far. Ben, get some rest. It's okay. Deep breaths. I'm probably not gonna post a video tonight though, because I don't know. It's been a long day. James Murray, been watching since day one as well. Cool, sweet. Love to see it. Oh, Probably give it a couple more minutes and then I'll head to bed. Interesting. Elise Main. There's a lot of veiled victim shaming going on in this chat. Many people that are homeless, for example, are victims of the healthcare industry and mental illness. It's worth the point. It's worth it to point that out. I mean, victim shaming. Elise, I'm sorry. It's kind of late. I'm tripping out a little bit. Not from the breath mint though. I think just ask the question: is being the victim gonna help me? And I don't think there's one single situation where saying, yeah, you know what, I am the victim. Life just threw waves at me and sunk my boat. I don't think that'll ever help you get out of your situation. So I think it's important, no matter what situation you're in, to be like, no, like, this sucks, but I'm not a victim. This sucks. Don't even bring victim into it. This sucks. What am I going to do about it? And then actually take control. But on the other hand, I can understand you're reading all the comments of people saying like, homelessness is just a choice or whatever. Da da da. Honestly, like think about it. Like anybody that's commenting that, just like think about, is homelessness a choice? If you really think about it, there's can be a lot of other alternatives to it just being a rent. Like, I don't know. I don't think that sounds very intelligent. Of course, there's just a lot that plays into it. Trauma, background, all that sort of thing. Josh, Grego, any thoughts on picking up a trade? Actually, before I do that, I don't want my battery to die. Dude, I left my light on all night last night. My door open. And the battery did not die. That's insane. I don't know how that happened. I just got lucky. Oh, so wait. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Any thoughts on picking up a trade? Plumber, electrician. They're in line with what you do now, but get a good bit more of money. You can learn on the job as an apprentice too. Yeah, the problem, like, what my problem's always been with the trades is like, okay, I could get to 100K a year doing electrical or plumbing, but how do I get to like 500, a million, that sort of thing? So I don't know. I probably will keep learning what I am. I've been doing handyman jobs, and my customers seem to be really happy with it. It's something I'm pretty good at. I have tools now, so I'll probably go into handyman, and that involves some electrical. I swapped a light fixture yesterday. I installed a towel rack today. I have a little bit of plumbing experience, so I think I will kind of go into the trades, but potentially more as a handyman with expertise in several different of the trades, such as plumbing and everything. Trades are scalable. I know trades are scalable. I know that is true. That is true. And maybe that's just a limiting like belief that I've had in my mind. What is your live stream schedule if you have one? No, live stream every Sunday. That's the plan. Depends. It might vary in time. Just plan on Sunday evening. Today, I was working till 9:30, or maybe even 10. I've been shooting for 9, but I've had live streams the last 2 Sundays. So live stream every Sunday. That's the stream schedule. I don't read comments, so you can comment to me, but I just won't read it. Workers make a living when business owners with many employees get wealthy. Yeah, I'm not sure. Are you implying that the business owner is taking advantage of the employee? Your early vids had more homeless issues and advice and giving back. You seem to focus more on your next job. What do you think has changed? Oh, I mean that's a good point. I think, I don't know, most of us most people don't really think too much about the homeless problems and stuff. And it's really not my natural state. The problem is I can only think about so many things each day. I can only do so much that as soon as it's doesn't benefit me, I just don't do it. And that could be cold-hearted, but I think we all should just do what's in our best interests. And it's just not, I don't know, I'm not on the streets anymore. It's not as close to me anymore. Now I'm just living out of a truck and trying to make ends meet. I would love to like actually make a difference with some of the big problems, with just even homelessness, poverty, that sort of thing, hunger. But I think you need that's a really big mountain to carve out if you view those problems as a mountain. And I need a really big shovel. In fact, I need 100 excavators and 100 people to operate the excavators, and all that's going to cost money. And so I have to figure out how to make the money, how to organize a big project. And to do that, I have to learn how to make money. The only way to learn how to make money is to really focus. And the more I can focus, the more money I can make. And so I'm not really focused on the homeless problem as much now, or ideally not at all, because I'm trying to solve the problems that will get me money and get me influence to the point where I can actually solve these big problems that we have in society. And honestly, solve is probably unrealistic, like, but maybe put a dent, like a little dent, in helping the homelessness issue or poverty or whatever it is. If you got an editor to make your videos more entertaining, you would probably blow up. Well, I'll, the audience will grow. If I keep vlogging every day and doing what I do, I don't really have any doubt that I'll have a successful social media. Invent something that everyone uses every day that makes their life easier and at an affordable price, sell millions and get rich. Um, yeah, I mean, or even to businesses, sell something that makes businesses a ton of money. Sell 5 businesses, like, take their yearly revenue from 20 million to 100. Take 10 million from each, do that with 5, make 50 million a year. Yeah. Not a bad, not a bad, I like that point though. What is my business? Basically home services, but really whatever people ask me to do, I figure out how to do it and get it done for them. Learning a ton, making decent money. Always help people regardless of how much money you have. Yeah, I mean, especially if it's an immediate thing, like if there's something I can do to help somebody, of course, but on the same token, you have to understand the limits with that. Like, anybody watching could sell everything they have and give it all to a homeless charity, right? And so, but I don't think that's a moral obligation. I don't think you have to do that. And so for the same token, everybody could spend all their time trying to solve these problems. Like, you guys could stop watching me and go, I don't know, make a care package for a homeless person or something. I don't think you have to feel a moral obligation to do that, just because you need to care for yourself first and foremost, and then you can start taking care of other people. And it just, I don't know, it's not very realistic to say, like, okay, I'm just gonna spend all of my time to help these people. And I don't know. Tell us a joke, please. Um, I don't know. Couldn't you just, like, look at my face and laugh? Isn't that funny enough? I have a crush on you. Haha. Cool. I mean, I accept. I don't mind. Attention. Oh man, yeah. I mean, that one sentence sums up. I don't mind attention. Most of the time, it's okay. It's not like, I don't know. It's probably something I need to work on. I probably need to not get caught up in the attention too much. Are you looking? Are you sticking to converting the truck or looking for an apartment still? Sticking with the truck for now until it stops working. For now, it works great. Thoughts on Bitcoin? Um, no thoughts. I mean, from everything I've heard, pretty popular investors and stuff say it's pretty volatile and hard to predict. Scammers use it because it's not traceable. I don't know. I don't really have many thoughts on that. A DIY channel to show people how to fix stuff, build roof racks, fix their bikes, etc. You're a natural. Yeah, I mean that's not a bad option at all. If I lock into a business, I could create content about teaching people how to do the business, like, task. So, like, let's say it could be a handyman business, and then I just film all the repairs I do and tell people exactly how to do it. That's going to build that could be pretty successful and helpful to people, um, and also bring a lot of customers in. Ben, you need to maximize profitability by adding Patreon. and incentivizing super chats. Well, no. I just gotta get better. Money will come. Okay, I'm gonna head to bed, guys. Appreciate the stream, everyone. Good stuff. Maybe a little bit less engaging than some of my other streams. I don't know. Maybe it's fine. But I should put a shirt on too. See ya. Sleep well, everyone.